Talking about maybe getting colder, though. We expected that it would, but the question is when, and we've got rain to talk about too, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget, it's only late February, okay? So we are still very much so left with 3 more weeks of winter, if not about 4, if you do the math there. All right, so radar tonight is quiet at the moment, and I think we've still got several hours to enjoy dry weather. So if you've got errands to run this evening, or the kids got an after-school scrimmage or practice, something of that nature, you're going to get that in. I don't think rain moves into the tri-state at least until after 8 or 9 o'clock. Here's a look at the current setup. There's rain north of I-70. That's staying away from us. We're awaiting the arrival of the cold front, and it's still back to the west of I-65. So that means it's probably going to be at least another 3 or 4 hours before we see rain move into the heart of the tri-state, or at least most of us impacted by wet weather. But wow, what a recovery today. After a frosty overnight with temperatures down around 30, southwest winds today coupled with sunshine early this afternoon ahead of that cold front has really sent temperatures skyrocketing. In fact, we are well into the 60s now. In fact, VV Warsaw just short of 70. We're at 67 here in Cincinnati, 66 Loveland, Hamilton, Harrison. So enjoy the dry and mild weather through about at least 8 or 9 o'clock, I think, for most of us. Now, here's Futurecast. Obviously, it's not raining. This is at 5 o'clock. This is just more indicative of cloud cover that's streaming in. But what we'll need to keep an eye on here, notice at 8, still quiet across the tri-state, but look between 8 and 9 o'clock, scattered downpours develop, and then during the dinner time hours, 9, 10, rain becomes more widespread across the area, and then notice through midnight, there's still some showers lingering. By the time we get to about 2 or 3 a.m., wet weather should come to an end across the tri-state, and that will leave us with cooler air filtering in. The rain will be gone by your Thursday morning commute. So that's some good news. I don't see any problems for the morning commute on Thursday. Thursday is going to be a cooler day. It will also be windy. And in the afternoon, there will likely be redevelopment of scattered showers. Now, because of the colder air that's moving in tomorrow, what we call freezing levels, or where the temperature is below freezing, like in the atmosphere, will be low enough that I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow for any heavier downpours to maybe even contain some small hail in them during kind of the evening hours between 3 and about 6 or 7 across the tri-state. You saw how those swept across the area, and then it looks like maybe some lingering showers through 8 or 9 before eventually we clear out tomorrow night and it turns chilly by the time you wake up on Friday morning with a dry Friday. So here we are downtown right now. There's that stout south breeze, 67 officially here in Cincinnati. One of the reasons why we're not seeing any rain right now is because the air is still very dry. And that's why I don't think we see a ton of rain tonight, but I do think some quick downpours after 8 or 9, taking us through about 2 or 3 a.m. So eventually we'll get down to about 40 by morning. It's going to stay breezy here, especially this evening. 54 tomorrow, partly cloudy with scattered downpours again in the afternoon. And remember, some of them tomorrow could have a little small hail embedded in them as well. And that's what you're seeing here between 3 and 6 tomorrow afternoon and evening. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. And this is how it's playing out. Dry weather on Friday. Remember, we've been talking about a strong cold front Friday night, Saturday morning that is going to usher in a nasty punch of cold air for the weekend, especially given the fact it's been so mild this week. Notice we go from 51. That's midnight Friday night. Saturday will be windy and cold. We'll be in the 30s all day, and we'll be down to 19 Saturday night. And on Sunday, we'll struggle to get back above freezing before temperatures recover some next week.
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. A chance to thank the bus.